Hey guys, it's Mark from 42freeway.com. It's that time again. It's the April 2026 Direct Connection Route 295 observational construction video update. This is a $900 million project in the Bellmawr area of Camden County, South Jersey. It's a Philadelphia suburb. I'm not going to recap the whole project here. I'll drop some links to some other things, but I'm trying to keep these short. Monthly updates. The construction teams have been kicking it out for like the last 18 months. Just so much progress has taken place. Everything you see south of Browning Road in this upcoming video is all new in the last 18 months. So I made the commitment to everybody. Every month I'll get the drone up. We'll get some new footage. My apologies for my eyes. Tree pollen is killing me right now. Now we got a quick bonus piece of content. This is not a direct connection project, but to the commuters in the area, it's sort of a connection of it. This is a mile or two north on 76 West. 42 in this area, 42 North turns into 76 West. Exit 1D. Well, let me just say it. Exit 1D is reopening today. Guys, this is Saturday, April 18th as I film this. By 5 o'clock, this exit is supposed to reopen, which is, probably by the time you see this video. It's been closed for 3 months. So it was a 2-month project. On the exit, a drainage pipe underneath the roadway, went all the way through, had collapsed. And they wanted to get in there, rebuild it, put a more rigid iron pipe in there. They thought it was going to be a 2-month project. The cold winter, the ice and the snow really impacted them. It took them an extra month. The exciting news is today, Saturday, April 18th, the exit reopens, and come Monday morning, literally this was impactful to thousands, probably tens of thousands of commuters. They're going to be very happy about this one. Let's dive into the direct connection project. Now back to the start of the show. We're going to look at the Wall 22 area with the extended overpasses. This is north of the Browning Road Bridge that I use as a dividing line. This image is from actually last Sunday. You can see there's it's a multi-layer process to build up the asphalt on these overpasses. And you got a good view here of the 3 different stages that they're going through here. There's this white area, the 2 different shades of green. I got to be honest with you, I got to ask some questions in this regard to get a better understanding of what these layers are. The important thing is construction is moving, and to that point, a month ago it looked like this. It was just the initial white tray layer, and then they've been adding additional things. Now in just 1 week, remember how there was only the center segment had the green on it? Well, now this is from this morning. You can see they're filling it in. So they're moving this process even on the northern side. There's a lot of, everybody's focus is on the southern portion where they're putting the giant steel girders in. Want you to know they're also actively working on the northern portion north of the Browning Road Bridge. I want to point this out here. I've mentioned this before. I just took this shot. I think this was actually with a handheld, the Pocket 3 camera. The original design for where they rebuilt the wall had a much steeper slope. The wall sat much higher on top of that sand and earth. And the new design, it's a much smoother area. Now they are going to be rebuilding a little bit of slope there, again for the water management, to get it to just do the natural pitch runoff. But that's just that vantage point. Now we're also, before we dive into where the main girders are coming in, this is the St Joachim Church. And there was a temporary bridge for Browning Road when they were rebuilding the Browning Road Bridge. We've talked about this. And you get a sense of seeing the progress in this aspect. They actually have this backhoe in there that I don't think they can get that thing out. Its only way out now is to actually finish the filling in of the dirt, and it's kind of like they're doing it in segments. They put a couple of the panels up, and then they fill some more dirt in. A couple more panels, fill some dirt in. Eventually they'll get it high enough, and the guy will be able to drive it out of there. I got a couple other vantage points. I walked over there and got very close on it to give you a sense of what's going on. Now the true star of the show. This is the southern portion of the project, south of the Browning Road overpass. You can see the steel. We've talked about this. This is all of the steel pieces on North and South 295 that are not hanging over top of moving traffic. So we got to figure out with the NJDOT team, what's the next step. This angle, we're going to start bringing the drone up so you can get the overhead look. Now, when we looked at this a month ago, on the right is the 295 South, and on the left is 295 North. And the 295 North segment, I think it was just starting. They just had that one girder in. And as you can see, in 1 month, they have literally filled that space in, going all the way back to the raised ramp. You also see here along the outer perimeter, this shot I think was from today, they've started putting in some wooden walkways, which either helps the construction workers as they're moving around, but also getting the pieces so they have room to lay pieces down, build up some sidewalls. And then this is just more of a close-up, static image to give you an idea of how much work they've done. This has only been a couple months since they started putting these steel girders up. Now, from the other vantage point, I did a video a couple months ago, or was it last October? I don't remember, where I showed, I drew in lines to show you how 295 will, carry through this area. Well, you can see it right here. In the north over there at the top of the screen is where they rebuilt the wall, and these segments are going to continue on an overpass over top of Bellmawr's Browning Road and connect. But you can see how fast they're moving here. Just another vantage point where I start bringing the drone up and we can kind of look down on things. Now, if you look close, you can see they have also started putting some boards underneath the girders, and that's probably just to kind of for construction purposes, And then here's just another. Now, so here's something I want to say. I really try not to fly the drone when there's construction guys. I go on a Sunday. So I popped in on a Saturday because I wanted to refresh these images because it's been a week. Guys, there are some workers there. There's people working there on a Saturday, and everybody's like, oh, they got to work overtime. They got to work 24/7. But here you get a really good vantage point of how they're kind of filling in on the bottom of the girders. I don't go anywhere near the workers. I don't go anywhere the projects. And remember, in this shot here, I am using the zoom on the camera to bring it in closer. And then just one higher level spot. I think this is the drone in the exact same spot. And all I've done is just change the zoom to give you an idea of how far away I can stay from people and zoom things in. So I walked the drone over to the other side of the highway here. And I think this is a great vantage point to really see all of the steel girders that have put in place, the supports. I got some different angles, of course. But you can see they pretty much have gotten to the point that they can't really go any further without going over top of the roadway. So we'll get more on that. You can see in this angle here too, in some areas you have this single column like right in the middle where it comes up with one column and it kind of fans out and it supports, 6 or 7 girders going parallel with the roadway. Over on the far right, you have a different situation where there's 2 individual columns and they put a horizontal girder going across and they rest the beams on top of that. That allows them to span different distances. When they're mapping this out, this what makes projects like this challenging, because when the traffic's already moving, the engineers designing this have to think about traffic that's moving as they're developing this thing, building it, but then also where the final traffic lanes are going to be. So by doing these sort of, spanning these 2 columns out and put a beam across, it allows them to put columns in places that won't be directly in the middle of the traffic lanes, right? Back to an overhead view, much higher overhead view. You can see again that span, the horizontal beam in the lower segment there, that spans a wider range, and then the curve of that would be 295 south on that area, the curve there. So this is that shot. I think I've used this before. This is the 295 overpass as I'm standing on the Browning Road Bridge. Again, there's plenty of clearance here, but we're just so used to looking up to the blue skies above. It's just, you start thinking about, wow, this overpass is going to be right here. This segment you're looking at right now is just Route 42 North. That ramp, that Dukes of Hazzard ramp, Route 42 North going 295 North. There's actually 3 different segments over here. So that's the far right. When you get over to the middle, it's the traditional 295 North, and then on the far left, you have 295 South. So you're going to have 3 lanes, 2 lanes, 8 lanes, plus shoulders in each of the 3 segments. So it's going to be a pretty wide segment of roadway there going over top of the Browning Road overpass. There will be sound barrier walls put on the top of this thing. It's going to be a decent size, like monolithic structure in this area. And again, what you learned from the last video with the other ramp, the other tunnel I talked about, 4 layers all together, 4 levers, stacked on top. Well, check out that video. Hey guys, that's it. That's the end of my April video. Trying to keep them shorter. The questions I'm finally going to put out to NJDOT, my friends over there. First off, the closing, everybody asks, when's it going to be done? 2032 is the final date, but that includes like tearing up the Aljo's curve and replacing the grass and the trees again. At some point before that, people will be driving on this new Route 295 overpass direct connection roadway. In fact, they're breaking it out into 2 segments. When they get the overpass over top, I forget which one it is. One of the directions is going to be open first before the other. So some of the questions we have is, first off, people want to know, when are they going to start putting steel over top of Browning Road, to connect these things? That's a big milestone. So I want to ask that. I want to resync on some of the dates for, when traffic's going to be moving over top of it. When they get in, this is still, I think, contract 3. There's 4 contracts. They haven't even started contract 4 yet. So, when we get into contract 4, which I think is where that lower level, the second tunnel comes into play. So there's some aspects regards to the timeline. I'm going to see if I can get some generalizations. And I'm going to ask again, if I have an opportunity to, talk to an engineer, it would be cool. Even if we just stood here on the Browning Road Bridge on, one side and the other side, and just had an engineer and I could just talk to him about, some questions, things we're seeing observationally, I think that would be great. So NJDOT, expect that request. I have sent it in the past, and I don't think I got responses. And it may have just been an oversight. So let's make it happen, guys. Mark from 42freeway.com. Thanks for supporting me. Check out my Patreon.